You know, sometimes I wonder why they make remakes or sequels to like really good originals.
Welcome to the death race.
Hi guys, welcome back. I just watched the remake or sequel to Death Race 2000 that came out in 1975. And in that 70s version, we had a young Stallone who wasn't at his prime, and it was well thought out and had a lot of action and a lot of goriness and witty humor. Everything about that movie was really interesting. I liked everything about the characters, although the acting itself wasn't great, but the character development and connections with the other characters and stuff like that was really good. The special effects itself weren't that great. I mean, they used a lot of green screen and like a bunch of like explosions here and there, but it was entertaining enough for us. And there's a lot of people actually that like this movie and are maybe wanting to watch the new Death Race 2050. What I really liked about this movie was actually the characters and like just the witty humor and dark humor. But the movie knew not to take itself too serious. It knew its only purpose was to entertain us, and that's what it did. But I don't think I can say the same for Death Race 2050. Roger Corman's straight-to-DVD Death Race 2050 is totally different from that. It's basically the same plot. Obviously, you're going to run down people, get points for that. But it doesn't come near to what the original did. Obviously, it does have like the dark humor, the crazy characters, like the crazy like sex jokes and all that stuff, like the goriness, like the just the killing and stuff like that. It has all that. It pushes the limits of taking itself too serious over the edge. Like they overdid so many things in this movie that it was just ridiculous to watch. Now obviously the effects were pretty CG and they had a lot of green screen. I remember seeing that a lot of the blood in this movie was actually CG, which took me off guard because in the original it was nothing like that. The effects in this movie were so bad that it felt like somebody took an iPhone, recorded the movie on the iPhone, and then went back and added the effects on that iPhone. The race itself didn't feel like a race. I felt like they were just kind of cruising around until they found somebody to hit. They never really looked like they were going fast enough for me to say like, oh my god, they're going super fast. The race in the Little Rascals felt more of a race than this movie did, to be honest. The cars itself had like a bunch of add-ons. Like it was ridiculous how many things they had on. Like it felt like those parts would just fall off easily because they would be moving constantly while they were racing. If you guys remember the 70s version, like the cars were like all muscle cars kind of, and they actually looked durable and they looked like they could actually take somebody out and take a hit. Now, although I do like Bennett and McDowell as actors itself, they just really didn't have a lot to work with in this movie. Like the script was just pretty bad. Bennett played Frankenstein, who practically just played a version of Deathstroke except with a really bad script and dialogue. Like we had like the super like stereotypical like black chick that raps. We had Mr. Perfectus or whatever his name is, who practically just thinks of himself like a perfect human being. He was so obnoxious. We have a religious freak, and then we have like an AI who really isn't all that intelligent, which it just was pointless to have that AI in there. I didn't understand the point of having artificial intelligence. I mean, I get we're in the future, but come on. Now, the reason I really didn't like this film was because it took itself too serious. Like, it was trying to make it seem like this was a legit thing. And then another thing was, this is a death race because they're trying to eliminate the population because apparently we're too overpopulated. But throughout the whole movie, you never get the sense of that. Like, there's barely people on like the streets or anywhere. Like, you see glimpses of people here and there, like small groups. But most of the people would just literally spawn up out of nowhere and then just to get hit over. Now, as far as the dark humor, the goriness, it's there. But it feels so forced. Like, it feels like they would just throw like random like lines at you, like, just to see if you will laugh, and most of the time it just misses by a lot. Like I felt like freaking Mayweather dodging like all those punches from Manny Pacquiao. What I enjoyed about Death Race 2000 was the characters themselves. Like there was some kind of like connection that you can get with them, and they were always playing one character. In this movie itself, it felt like all of them were playing the same person. All of them were loud or obnoxious, except Frankenstein. Frankenstein was always talking in his deep ass voice, so I guess he's like the only one that kind of stayed in character. But then again, he was kind of playing Deathstroke with a really bad mask. I enjoyed the 2000 version of the Frankenstein mask better because it was creepier. Now, like I said, there were parts maybe that I laughed, but most of the time I laughed because of the effects. The effects were so bad. The green screen itself, I mean, I get that they were going for that 70s feel, but it was just really obvious. Like there was a scene I remember in the movie itself where Frankenstein's car got anchored from one of the rapper chicks, I think, and he was going super slow, but you see that from the green screen, and then out of nowhere on the side, the car is actually going super fast. So like, which one is it? Like, is he going slow or is he going fast? Like, it didn't make sense. The actual race from the Death Race 2000 looked like an actual race. Like, the effects in there actually were better than this movie. But guys, I don't know, if you guys watch the trailer and you enjoy the trailer, then you know what you're getting into. I mean, honestly, I knew what I was getting myself into, but I just didn't expect it to be this bad. If you guys enjoyed the Death Race 2000 or any of the other Death Races, then you might like this one. You know, I had a hard time trying to like pay attention. Like, I was like 10 or 15 minutes in and I was like, oh my god, like I kind of just want to stop. So I'm going to give this one a 2 out of 5. Make sure to leave your opinions or, you know, what you guys thought of the movie down below in the comments. I mean, there's tits and ass, so hey, if you just like that in movies, then go ahead and watch it. I am definitely going to go rewatch the 70s version because that one's a lot of fun. And like I said, you know, I like the characters so much. So make sure to leave any movie recommendations down in the comments. If you like this video, make sure to share it and give it a thumbs up. But guys, I'll see you in the next video. And as always, stay tuned.